Hi, welcome to another insightful episode of Being Phenomenal. My name is Cornelia Pokujemfi, and as usual, I'm excited to come your way once again. If you're new to this channel, please take some time to subscribe and do well to follow us on our social media platforms so that we can get interactive, get to know you better, so that you can also get to know us and we can grow together as a community. In our previous conversation, we started a very important topic. Purpose. Why are you here? We understood that we were made for a purpose. God didn't just throw us from heaven onto the face of the earth just for a show off, just for fun, but we were made to fulfill a need, to fill a vacuum. Now the next question is, how do we identify this purpose and how do we fulfill this purpose after we have identified it? So today in our conversation, we're going to talk about 7 facts about your purpose. And I believe that these facts would help you identify your purpose and set you on the right path to fulfilling your purpose. Fact number 1, your purpose was preordained. Jeremiah 1:5 says that before I formed you in the womb of your mother, I knew thee and I had ordained thee as a prophet unto the nations. You might think that this was just about Jeremiah, but no. Every one of us has a purpose that was preordained before we came here. In the previous episode, I made mention about the fact that God is not a God of maybes. He's not a God of probabilities. He's a God of intentionality. He doesn't do things in the spur of the moment. And so best believe that if he doesn't do things in the spur of the moment, he had every intention for you to be here. And if he had every intention for you to be here, then also best believe that there is a purpose for which he asked you to be here. So your purpose was preordained before you made it out of your mother's womb. Point number 2. Your purpose should align with God's ultimate purpose and will for mankind. And what is God's ultimate purpose and will for mankind? It is to bring us back unto himself. It is to reconcile us back unto himself. So you need to ask yourself, whatever purpose that you found yourself fulfilling here on earth, is it depopulating heaven or it's populating heaven? Is it depopulating the church here on earth or it's populating the church here on earth? I just wanted you to know one thing, that you cannot fulfill God's purpose for your life while focusing on your own plans. I'll say that again. You cannot fulfill God's purpose for your life while focusing on your own plans. I like to use this one as an example, the late Mrs. Della Reese. She was an American actress, a songwriter, and a preacher. She starred in Touched by an Angel. Those of us that watched Touched by an Angel in the early 2000s would recognize her very much and recognize her work. I watched her growing up as a young girl, and she instilled in me the faith in God more. She made me understand and actually appreciate the fact that we actually have angels who walk the face of the earth with us. You'd ask yourself, how is that purpose? How does that align with God's ultimate purpose for mankind? But in acting, she drew millions and thousands of people onto the kingdom of light. She made a lot of us have more faith in God. And that's what I need you to understand today. Now, whatever it is that your purpose is here on earth, the ultimate goal should be to populate the kingdom of heaven. It should be to fulfill God's utmost plan for mankind. It should not be to your own advantage. You cannot fulfill God's purpose for your life while focusing on your own plans. It doesn't work like that. Point number 3. Your purpose at its inception might not make sense to a lot of people except you and God. And when I say a lot of people, I don't mean unbelievers. I don't mean people who don't know God. I mean your church brothers and sisters. Even sometimes, let me go deeper and say maybe your pastor. It might not make sense to them. And that is why as an individual believer, you need to be able to build your own personal relationship with God, to be able to hear from him and to be able to discern from him. once you're able to do that, you'd be able to understand deeper things about your own purpose that other people would not be able to understand. And so when your purpose is not making sense to everyone else, you know and you believe and you understand and you are grounded in your purpose because you know what God has spoken to you in your secret place. Your purpose would not make sense to a lot of people, and that is okay. A lot of people might make logical arguments with you, and it might actually lead you to question if you actually heard what you heard from God. But here's the thing. Our God is not a God of logic. Nope. Because he defied all the logics, that scientific logic, whatever. He's a God of faith. And that is why you need to build your own relationship with him to be able to discern what your purpose is. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to everyone else. It just needs to make sense to you and God. Point number 4. Your purpose makes you fulfilled as an individual. Your purpose makes you fulfilled as an individual. Where the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Where the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. In the previous episode, I made an example of using a cell phone. And in that example, I stated that a cell phone was made for us to be able to communicate with people that we are not in close proximity with. If the cell phone is used as a remote control, its purpose is being underutilized, so it would not be fulfilling its purpose. In the same way, if you as an individual, you live below standard of your purpose, you live under the purpose, undermine the purpose for which God made you, you would not believe in a fulfilled life. And so purpose is actually a catalyst. It's actually the premise for actually having a fulfilled life. Point number 5, and this is very important for me. Your purpose is exclusive to you. Your purpose is exclusive to you. It doesn't matter how many people look like they have the same thing, they're doing the same thing, they're running the same course. It doesn't matter. Your purpose is exclusive to you. Just as I used the example of a thumbprint in the previous episode, thumbprints, no matter how they look alike, are never the same. It's exclusive to just you. Just you. It can never be duplicated. And that is why it is dangerous, very dangerous for you to look at someone else's race, someone else's purpose, and want to be the same like them. You can learn from people, you can draw insights and inspiration from other people's purpose, but you cannot and you should not ever look like you want to be them, the same thing as them, because what that does is that it makes us lose out on your authenticity and your uniqueness as a person, and that is not how God intended for it to be. So live out your purpose unashamed, unapologetic, knowing that it is exclusive to just you and you alone. You are the only one that has the keys, the master keys to that door of your purpose. Open that door and begin to make use of your purpose. Moving on from the exclusive nature of your purpose, I want you to know, and this is point number 6, by the way, that your purpose is relevant. Your purpose is relevant in the time and season in which you live. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many people you think are doing the same thing at the same time, at the same place. No. Your purpose is relevant. Your purpose is needed in this time, in this space, in this vacuum. Your purpose is needed to fulfill a certain need. And so never undermine your purpose. Never underestimate it. Don't look at what is going on around you and say, okay, I'm just going to hide behind everything that's going on around me and not live out my purpose because it's not relevant. If you don't live out your purpose, if you don't find that thing doing that is relevant to the kingdom of God, the devil will find something for you to do that will be relevant to the kingdom of hell. If you don't live out your purpose, understand that it is relevant in this time and season, the devil will find something for you to do that will populate the kingdom of hell. And we don't want that. So know and best believe that your purpose is relevant in this time and in this season, in this period in which you are. And the final point number 7, your purpose determines your company. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 13 that do not be deceived, for bad company corrupts good morals. Your purpose determines who hangs around you and who you let in your inner circle. Your purpose determines who you let in your life and who you do not let in your life. Your purpose determines those who would go the long haul with you and those who will be with you just in the moment. You need, once again, to be discerning, to understand and walk with the people that will be helpful to your purpose. People that would support your purpose. People that understand your God-given purpose. And people that will not stifle your purpose in any way. In a nutshell, just to have a recap of our discussion today, number 1, your purpose was preordained by God. Number 2, your purpose must align with God's ultimate will for mankind. Number 3, your purpose at its inception will not make sense to a lot of people, and that's okay. Number 4, your purpose makes you fulfilled. Number 5, your purpose is exclusive to you and you alone. No one else has got that but you. Number 6, your purpose is relevant. And number 7, your purpose determines your company. Thank you once again for sticking and staying with me on another episode of Being Phenomenal. Next week, we're going to have an exclusive conversation about the woman and her purpose. And I'm going to be joined by the phenomenal Fiona Osei from France. You don't want to miss that episode. Trust me, we've been working on it for the past couple of weeks. And I believe that God is going to show up in that conversation. And so until then, I just want to entreat you to continue to fulfill purpose, live up purpose, and don't forget that your worth is far above rubies.